For today's cup of coffee with Scream.
Oh.
There's some victory screeches going about.
Victory screech.
And we are recording this on February the 7th, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been a hell of a week on multiple levels.
It has.
We're exhausted. We truly, truly are exhausted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
The
we certainly are.
Hospital adventure that started on Sunday. Oh my goodness. All the stuff that's going on in our nation right now, which is just at record, it's at neck breaking. Yeah, speed.
You're getting whiplash just from reading this shit.
And it's like, as far as the doxing of the Doge staff, and this is salty language. Now remember, I've got two sons. One is which is 31. I've got the other one that is 25. Will be 26 in March. And I was just in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. As far as I was in college and stuff, I'm Gen X. We're a rough group of people. So this was not offensive to us at all. In fact, do y'all remember the church lady on Saturday Night Live? That was, that was a character. I'll have to show youngest kid after a while who the church lady was. And that we have got a bunch of these virtue signaling people that are vile, wanting to claim the fact that CNN.
It's shocking that you think that it's just Gen X that's tired of the wokeness.
Yes.
When it's literally like
laugh?
There's Gen Zs that grew up on stuff like fucking Shane Dawson when he was doing blackface on YouTube. Everyone was making racial jokes. We had the fucking Chinese parody of SpongeBob on there.
What year was it? Wasn't it the 80s that the movie White Chicks came out? Everybody thought that was hilarious.
What'd you say?
It was called White Chicks.
When did you say that it came out?
I think it was the 80s or was it 90s?
It was early 2000s.
Was it? Okay. It was hilarious. Nobody was offended. It was funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, literally, all of the millennials and Gen Z, that at least as older Gen Zs, we grew up on this shit. Dead ass, there has been this fucking small group of fucking libtards that started gaggling on Tumblr.
Yeah.
And that's where this shit all started in the 2010s, is this fucking Tumblr people.
I can't remember the name.
People like Daria who bitched about everything.
Well, they just are unhappy people and they spread misery. Back in the day, there was, I can't remember the name of it right now. It was Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder that had the movie. They actually did a couple of movies. They were hilarious, where they were in prison. Oh, God. We had Blazing Saddles. We had all these wonderful things. Nobody was offended. Grew up listening to Andrew Dice Clay and different things like that. And, Eddie Murphy back in the day. Mm-hmm. And like I said, Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the other ones, George Carlin. You did not, if you were offended, you were just a weak person. Nobody was forcing anybody to watch these things. Would I sit and watch those with my mother? No. Would I sit and watch them with my kids? No. Well, oldest kid maybe. But as far as, no. But as far as me sitting here by myself and watching these things and cackling, yes. So when I found out today that the screen names, most people that like a little bit of privacy, they use a screen name. Mm-hmm. Just that's internet.
Yeah.
My screen name I have had since early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those that, so the Doge staffers that they had decided to dox, you had Harry Bowles. You had Big Balls, Legma Johnson, and Biggest Dickus. And that CNN, they had fixated on Big Balls.
That is some millennial shit that I've heard. I love that.
That is just teenage guy thing. And most men never totally grow out of that. And that's fine, because the women, even if they act like they're offended, they're snickering underneath their breath.
Oh, they're snickering in private. You know they are.
Yeah. I'm just, because I think it's hilarious. I honestly, I did when I was at ETSU, was in a doctor's office one time and was looking through an annual. And honestly, there was this child that his name was Harry Balls. HARRYBALLS. And I thought,
the
my
parents,
God, that's tragic. Either if
No.
they imagine,
the parents did that on purpose.
imagine having to have that because they used to do roll call and stuff. Can you imagine? You name that, and you've got 15 guys in the back raising their hand. I mean, really. And it just.
Dear God.
But to hear these.
See, this is shit like I didn't hang around guys all that much, so I never got into this shit. Like
I said, the 80s. Let me tell you something. We were a rowdy group of humans. You've watched Elvira?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Very much, yeah.
So, it just, to see these shrews on CNN have to go on about this, and that they had found some kind of online, whatever it was, that this kid had made when he was a teenager. And it's like,
yeah,
everybody, and even J.D. Vance had come out, because the kid had quit Doge, because he had,
he'd had too much.
Well, as far as him being doxxed and everything, and
so yeah, he had too much.
Being dragged.
He had enough with it, and he's like, nope, not doing this.
The thing is, Elon wanted him back. Mm-hmm. J.D. Vance wanted him back. Most of everybody else understands that when everybody is human, they have derp moments.
Yeah.
Especially kids.
What did he post, even?
I don't know. It didn't matter.
Who hasn't posted some shit that they regret as they grow up? You look at it, you've been like, yeah, that was a bad move. And then you move on.
Right. And let he who is without sin cast the first stone. It's like I was listening to a snippet from Thomas Sowell last night, because I do things like that. I respect Thomas Sowell greatly. And he was talking about when he was young that he was very much Marxist.
Well, that's bad. Okay.
And so the interviewer asked him, he said, what changed your mind? And Mr. Sowell, he's like, facts.
Yeah.
But this...
Yeah, that'll definitely change your mind.
The evolution of a human and the grace and the empathy. Mm-hmm. But now some of those people are just so... It's being unveiled just what's in their hearts. The mean-spiritedness. And some of us have dealt with that for many, many years. And we have had enough.
Mm-hmm.
For a lot of these people, there is an empathy burnout. Now, if somebody is truly repentant, that's different. But some of them are doubling down.
Yep.
So it's been one hell of a week. And to find out the corruption and that the American people, that we have been robbed for so long.
Oh, yeah.
And betrayed.
And it's so sick and twisted,
mm-hmm.
and it's infuriating
mm-hmm.
to find out that taxpayer money went to pay for someone's fucking multimillionaire mansion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to help the people where it should have gone.
Right.
Where that it was legally supposed to go.
Mm-hmm. And that these people are pissed off that their grift is up.
They're pissed off and kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Pissed out. They're certainly being pissed out.
And honestly, Maxine Waters, it's just like, Some of these people, and it's not just her, it's a lot of these people on the left. Those that scream the loudest are usually the most guilty.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren's another one. You had Turtle Man from Kentucky that fell down again.
Oh, did he fall down like a Lego character?
It's just being
Was it like that
perpetual.
scene? Was it like I'm waiting for the day that it's going to be like that scene from Death Becomes Her where he finally hits that bottom step and then just like breaks apart.
Yeah, it could happen. And the thing is, we have needed term limits for a very long time. When somebody holds a public office, that it is public service, that you are there being paid by taxpayers to do a job. It used to be that a lot of people did not want that job because it was hard, it was thankless, you had to deal with the public, which is always interesting. Anybody who's ever worked retail or restaurant or any of that, and everybody needs to do that at some point, it will humble you.
Mm-hmm.
But to see these people that have sat up there for decades and have made themselves just wealthy at the expense of other people, have made corrupt people in other countries, to know that our tax dollars had gone to do heinous things in other countries. And that's something that I don't think God, if you don't know that you have been involved in something like that, I don't think God holds it against you. I pray that he doesn't. I think that the worst thing that we did was that we blindly trusted.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, how are we supposed to know when they were doing this shit behind our backs?
Exactly. And they made it so difficult to try to find the truth. And I mean, even as far as the chemtrails, all that is being exposed.
This is why I hate government, because also, who put these people in positions of power?
The people. And that's where, as far as study, you have to study history, and that there were different types of governments. And, you know, the fact that America, that we are a constitutional republic.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Kids are not taught.
Listen, I have my opinions on this stuff, and some people will get pissed off. Personally, even though Donald Trump is in office and he's doing a lot of good, Elon Musk is doing a lot of good, I still think it's a load of bullshit in a lot of ways, the government is.
Well, it's like this. You have to have some kind of governance to be a society, unless you want to do like the Amish.
That's an idea.
But I think even within their community, and y'all correct me in the comments if I am, mistaken on this, they still have leaders. They have elders. They have people that they are accountable to.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody played nice and did what they were supposed to do, then, you would still need somebody that, as far as if you want water or electricity or roads or anything like that.
Yes. But sending parents to jail because they don't want to send them to public school or something else like that.
Right.
That's a bunch of bullshit. That is overreach.
They are, yes. And that's one of the things that hopefully will be done away with.
Good.
So just so much in a very short period of time, and we're just exhausted. And our backdrop today, we have kitties. We do. And they're wonky kitties.
They're AI kitties.
They are AI kitties. Grok did this. And they're they're misfits. They've got the wonk face on some of them. We need a cat sitter. We really do. To truly be able to rest for a couple of days. It would be wondrous if somebody would be like, here, let me come get all of your kitties. And y'all have to deal with them for a day or two. And it's like, please, someone come get them. So that I could walk through the house without almost being tripped.
And we could go outside and smoke without not being tripped.
Right.
Or having them trample our feet.
Or running in and out or something, always screaming to be fed or whatever, or petted or whatever.
When you got this many cats, it is very difficult to pay attention to one at a time. Yeah. To give them all proper attention. Yeah. It's extremely difficult. And it's tiring.
It is tiring. And when you're tired, just the small things make it just worse.
Yeah.
Now, last night we did have an incident. It's like the cats coming in and going out, and so I had the door ajar, and I turn around and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh God, a possum ran in the house.
It did. And it ran behind the door.
Yeah.
But its little face. Its face.
And it was
so cute. And it's like, holy shit, I'm in.
Yeah.
And there's this big giant, and he's got me cornered.
Well, and that was one of the things that kid, closed. I'm like, close the door. Because if it had gotten through the rest of the house, that could have been bad.
Well.
Especially if it had gotten downstairs. We'd have never got it out.
I would have tried to pet it down.
Oh, God.
I would have at that point. It's like, well, your house possum now. This is it. We've adopted you.
Do other people have these problems? Is it just us? I mean, this is why we say that we just need to wear a GoPro all the time. All the damn time. But he went out relatively. Did he just decide to go out, or what did you do? Did you just
I went over to the thing, and I was about to because we got a food dish right here inside the door as well, like right along the wall. And I was just going to put food on it, and I was going to feed him. I was going to be like, well, you're inside. I might as well just feed you here. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, he's coming near me. He's coming at me. He's coming at me. So he quickly scooted and booted. He went outside. He ran outside real fast.
Without incident. We didn't have to worry about it too much. But it was just that.
I didn't get bit this time.
Oh, because it had been raining and he was cold and wet, and it just...
I didn't get bit.
That's always a good thing. I think your rabies shot is good for several years.
Yeah.
So...
Loves it. All 5 of them. All 5 rabies shots.
Oh, God. It just... But anyhow, for a day, we're just... I very well may not turn my phone on. No, I have to. I have to, because Mother has got vertigo. Oldest kid is relatively fine. BB is relatively fine. It wasn't Coof, because they never lost their sense of smell or taste. Thought it was kind of interesting that the doctor had told the oldest kid, he's like, hey, you need some zinc. And it's like, no shit.
Yeah. It's not like you've not been telling him that for years. Mm-hmm.
I think that he was kind of afraid of the I told you so's, which I don't do that. It's just sort of like, well, everybody's got to make their own decisions, and everybody has to have their own health journey and do your own research. Just because somebody said whatever it is, still go ahead, do the research.
Yeah.
Some things work, some things don't. It depends on the individual.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just been a week. A week. History is being made.
It is. I would like to just go somewhere, though, just for a weekend without the cats and do something fun.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice. We saw a crocus in the yard today. It was the first one of the season. A little yellow crocus. And it's just dandelion. Like, woohoo!
It's not a dandelion. It's a
no,
crocus.
It wasn't a dandelion. But now we've
a dandelion must be the last one this season.
We've still got winter, because it comes and goes, and we're supposed to have possible flooding and stuff this coming week. So prayers are always appreciated. Mm-hmm. Prayers are appreciated for us all the time.
They are.
How many people do you know have porch possums that come in their living room?
It depends. Well,
I hope he does not decide to I hope he doesn't get too brazen.
If you live on the countryside, you'd be surprised. There's people with pet coyotes.
Oh, God. Well, that's just...
Pet raccoons. I knew someone personally with raccoons.
Yeah. And most of the time around here, people just leave people alone. That's the best way that's the only way to get along in these mountains. Mind your own business.
Yeah. And also, the possums that we have around here, don't pick them up by the tails. They're not these ones are not built like that.
No, they're not.
Don't do that to them.
Just respect the animals. That's what we do. It's like...
I would scoop it up like one of the cats, and I would hold it if it would let me.
It's a wild animal. It's not domesticated. We don't want
You
it
don't
to
know
be
that.
domesticated.
You don't know that. They could domesticate themselves one
Oh
day.
my God.
Watch. They'll domesticate themselves at some point.
Lord, everybody's having paranormal and supernatural. Everybody. Everybody. You want to tell them where that we can be found?
You can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter. Rolanda, COCWS.
Yeah. Know that you are loved.
Mm-hmm.
Treat everybody the way that you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.